History is repeating itself once again with The Last of Us Season 2, just like it played out with The Last of Us Part 2, the video game. And of course, no one wants to take blame, so it's you, the fans' fault. It's your fault. It's all of you, racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever ist or ism they can come up with to blame it on you. As you see with the headline right here, people are review bombing The Last of Us for homophobic reasons again. Oh my goodness, the terror. Now, this is all because The Last of Us Season 2 ratings are dropping because of the death of Joel, just like The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us loses viewers following the major character death of Joel in Season 2. The Last of Us suffers viewership slump after Joel's death. Since its 2023 debut, HBO's The Last of Us has set the bar for video game adaptations, blending heartfelt character work with pulse-pounding action. The series' first finale left Joel as both reluctant hero and emotional anchor, winning over critics and audiences alike. Expectations soared for Season 2 when it premiered on April 13th, 2025, promising deeper character stakes and heavier thematic weight. Well, I checked out early on The Last of Us Season 1, and so I can't really speak to the quality of it. I will say the first two episodes were really good, but then the third episode happened and I was completely checked out and I did not return. Now, this is very reminiscent of what happened with the first Last of Us game. Everyone was very happy. There was a ton of anticipation for the sequel. The sequel and all of the marketing was very manipulative and made everyone believe that Joel was going to be an integral part of this story. So, of course, that led to a massive opening weekend for The Last of Us Part 2, selling 4 million copies on opening weekend. And then interestingly enough, we didn't hear any sales updates for years after that 4 million copies on opening weekend. Now, according to this report from IGN, it ended up moving over 10 million units. Whether that's the truth or not, I don't know. But if you sold 4 million copies on opening weekend and you ultimately only moved 10 million total, I don't think that that's very successful considering how many copies the first Last of Us sold. But anyway, so it's very reminiscent of that pattern of behavior. Yet just 1 week later, the second episode, Through the Valley, viewers were confronted with Joel's shocking end at the hands of Abby. Big Abby pump as you hook up, holler if you hear me. A faithful, if brutal, recreation of the game's pivotal moment. Critics applauded the cinematic siege on Jackson, but warned of the narrative fallout from killing a character so central so early. Despite securing strong reviews for the direction and performances, Season 2 notably loses viewers following Joel's death. The golf club scene was as divisive as it was visually stunning, turning some fans into vocal detractors of the show's creative path. While the series has always embraced unflinching storytelling, Joel's death marks its most polarizing twist yet. As we unpack the numbers and the reactions, it's clear this moment has reshaped how we will talk about The Last of Us. Again, history repeating itself. Viewership plummets after Joel's death in The Last of Us. So Joel, portrayed by Pedro Pascal, has been the beating heart of The Last of Us since Season 1. Again, reminiscent of the game. When Season 2 premiered, viewers expected more of Joel's protective journey across a ravaged America. However, the shock came swiftly in Episode 2, Through the Valley, which aired on April 20th when Joel was ambushed and savagely beaten to death by Abby with a golf club. The chilling scene unfolded in a deserted lodge just outside the fortified walls of Jackson, Wyoming, and was staged nearly identically to its game counterpart. According to Programming Insider, The Last of Us Season 2 premiere drew 938,000 viewers in the United States, but the very next week, only 643,000 fans tuned in, a staggering 31.5% drop. Episode 3 saw a modest rebound, yet that figure remained 170,000 short of the opener. And again, this is exactly what we're talking about. It's repeating itself all over again. On a critical front, The Last of Us Rotten Tomatoes score slid to 49%, down 19 percentage points, while Metacritic ratings dipped from 6.3 to 4.1, another sign that viewers were rethinking their commitment. Well, that just must have been the homophobes, guys. It's just those homophobes out there review bombing. That's all it was. So, Joel's role in the season de facto protagonist made his sudden exit feel abrupt for television audiences unfamiliar with the game's narrative twist. This combination of viewer attrition and mixed critical scores paints a clear picture. The character death that fueled the game's drama struck a nerve on the small screen. Fans and critics' reactions to Joel's demise in The Last of Us. Social media erupted as audiences grappled with the sudden nature of Joel's death. Many noting that while The Last of Us video game had prepared fans for that moment, seeing it on screen felt 10 times more visceral. One fan on X tweeted. This just proves that the outrage over Joel in The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, was completely justified by the fans. Now, fans were dismissed of that. People were silenced for having that opinion. People were told that they were toxic and racist and sexist for having that opinion. Yet here you have an audience, some that were not familiar with the source material, had this same exact reaction. People that were fully invested in this bullshit show full of propaganda, even they saw it the same way that fans saw it in The Last of Us Part 2. So it's just history repeating itself once again, and you get what you deserve. It's fuck Naughty Dog. It's fuck Naughty Dog forever, and that will always be my stance on it. As you know, I've said it many times, how they took my Twitter account down for over a year and a half over a meme making fun of The Last of Us Part 2. Struck my channels, multiple channels. They gave strikes to not only me, but many of my friends, and silenced us for up to a month, couldn't live stream, all because we criticized them. So I will never let them live this down. Now, I made a video the other day on the Critical Drinker having his video blogs talking about this show. That video is now back up. So that video's got well over 1 million views. I'm sure many of you have seen it. If you haven't, you should check it out. It's a really good video. But what do you think about this with The Last of Us Season 2? And it's history repeating itself once again. Let me know in the comments below. Have a great day. And just remember, Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Fuck Naughty Dog. And we will talk to you later.